Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Damilola and I'm a very creative person, and if you're stopping by for the very first time, I'm glad you stopped by, and trust me, this video is going to be very interesting. So guys, today I'm going to be talking on my 2022. So I would say my 2022 has really been a great one for me. I know we just started out this year, but I would say it has really been a great one. Like, I started very good and I'm still going on a very good streak, and I'm excited for that. I wasn't one to get it all done or figure it all out, but just with few tips and implementations, my year is up to a great start. So, like, for example, now I don't read books that much. I tend to like grab a lot of ebooks actually, then I end up not finishing them. But definitely, right now, I'm starting on a new book. I've read few chapters and I don't see myself ending anytime soon. So that just gave me a sign that this my year is going very well, because normal me wouldn't even I would have dropped the book since, like, why am I reading the book? Oh, sorry. I would have dropped reading the book since, like, I would have just dropped it. I won't read it because I just wouldn't read it. But this one, I'm really, really reading it, and I'm glad I'm reading it. So aside that, I've been in a very good place, like positively, mental health, peace. I've just felt really, really good and wonderful, and it just got me thinking that what did I do? Like, what superpower did I do to make me feel this way? Because last year, no, like, I wasn't really having a good year, but life happens. You get sad, you get happy. Today you can't vouch for it. Tomorrow is a very good one. There are triggers everywhere, and life is not balanced, so you can't really vouch for a very good streak of a very. You get what I mean, Shabo? I'm just going to be doing a very random video on how far my 2022 has been and how I want it to be for you if you follow my steps, and if we just get to chit chat on what and how my 2022 has been for me. So just stay tuned. Of 2022, I really did not, or ending of 2021, I really did not implement a lot of plans. Like, I did not write a bunch of goal lists that, okay, this is what I want to do from January to June, or from June to December, or like that. Like, I did not even write a 12-month plan. I decided to take it bit by bit. So January 1st, February 2nd, then we go like that. So because I tend to, like, I remember those days when I used to do New Year, New Me thing, or New Year resolution, or I write a bunch of goal lists and be like, I have to do that, I have to do that. I end up not doing them because it just looks like a list of unreasonable stuff and unrealistic stuff. So, for example, now I'm writing get fat in 2022. Okay, get fat. How do I get fat? Like, I just write get fat. What am I going to do to get fat? How am I going to do to get fat? In January, what am I going to do to get fat? Like, what are the steps I'm taking? So it's just a bunch of misleading of plans. So I decided to chill this 2022 and just take it a month at a go. So currently speaking, I do have my plan for June, July, or the rest of the year, but I decided to just start first with January because I just wanted it to be realistic, workable, and just sensible enough for me to work with. So I wrote three things I'm going to be achieving in the month of January, and the first one was to post on my blog on all scheduled days. So I post once a week on my blog, and last year, I won't lie, I wasn't really consistent with the posting on my blog. I was out of content. I was in creative block. I did not know what to write. There are times I would know what to write, but I don't just see myself putting it on my blog. So this year, excuse me, I told myself I was going to be consistent on my blog and that I'll be posting on every scheduled day, and I've been working very fine. Today is the day I'm going to post on my blog, and after this video I'm going to go and post on my blog. I have a time I post on my blog each of my scheduled day, so I've really been doing great. I've been consistent. It's workable, it's achievable, and and it is great. So the second thing on my goal list was is rather to, what's the second thing on my goal list? Jeez. Really? Okay. The second thing on my goal list, I don't know what happened to me at that point. I really don't know. The second thing on my goal list was to get better at my relationship with people. So I wouldn't say my 2021 was bad relationship wise. I had very great relationships with people, but I just want to give more than I have given. I just want to be better, just be great at relating with people. So that was one thing I want to do this year, or that is one thing I want to do this year. January, January. I told you a month at a time. So that's one thing I'm trying to achieve in this month of January, to get better at my relationship with people. And I will say I'm really doing great with that. I don't think I've done any bad thing. So I'm really doing great. Like, it's good. So the last one I wrote for January was more of God and less of my will. So last year I tried to do so many stuffs. I had so many plans in mind that I was going to do this, that I was going to do that. But then I just tend to realize that most of it were not working. Like, not like they were not working, they eventually worked, but it wasn't working in the way I wanted it to work. Though it worked in a better way, but when you know that, okay, this I want something to work, and then boom, it doesn't work that way, and you're like, why didn't you work that way? So I got to realize that God has a will for each and every one of us. So you may say, I have a plan, I want to do this, I want to buy my car, blah 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 blah. It's not bad. It's not bad to actually have a plan. It's not bad to have a goal. It's not bad to have what you want. But then we should get to understand that there's God who created us. He also has a plan. In Jeremiah 33 verse 3, he said he knew us before he formed us in the womb. I'll put it up here.
Okay, so wait, I actually made a mix up. This is actually Jeremiah 1 verse 5 and not Jeremiah 33 verse 3.
Yeah. So like he knew us even before we came to this world. So definitely he has a plan for each and every one of us. So if you don't want to do booga, or you want to act like, oh yeah, I'm the owner of my life, I got this, I got that. I'm not saying you did not get it. But then I just want us to calm down, relax, and know that God also has a plan. So even when we're writing our plans on what to do, we should try to commit it to God, that God, this is my plan, this is what I want, but then I want your will to still take place. Like, it's just you to communicating with God as your friend and just letting you know that this is what you want, but then you want His will to be done. Because mind you, our His ways are higher than our ways, His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. So no matter what you feel is the right thing for you, trust me, God has a better way to that thing. God has a more right way to that thing that you feel like is the ultimate. So that was one thing I had to learn the hard way last year, that God has a will and I shouldn't force myself to just go all in and try to make things happen or just plan everything. Like, I just calmed down and I realized that God's will was taking place. You will just, and if you're wondering, how do I know if God's will is this? Just ask Him, talk to Him. He's going to direct you. Trust me. It's not a hard chore or one code you have to crack. It's easy. It's just literally talking to Him and let Him go. Like, when you let go and stop trying to grip onto your plans, grip onto what you want to do, and it's just going to go well. Well, that's my topic for today, but that's very one thing I learned last year, and this year I want to be more intentional about it. I want it to be more of God and less of my own will, because trust me, it can only be more of God and less of yourself, because God is just the ultimate. So if we're focusing on other things, if we're trying to focus on our friends, we're trying to focus on the world, the society as a whole, your job, everything. I'm not saying you shouldn't focus on these things. They are not bad to focus on them. They are as important as well. But just try to make God the number one, the priority. Like, know that every other thing comes after Him. Yeah. So if you want to go out to drive to the supermarket, you should always tell God, direct me to the supermarket. I know I have a list of grocery items to buy, but God, if there's something in the supermarket that I really need to get, that it will be useful for me and it's not here, help me to get it. I know I sound crazy, right? I know I do sound crazy, but trust me, this thing works. Like, it will seem like, why am I telling God to, what do I want to buy in grocery list? I have my grocery stuffs to buy, blah blah blah. Trust me, just go crazy for Him. Just do crazy stuff. You don't have to be normal. You don't have to act the other way every society people act. Just do things. You can just tell Him, God, as I'm walking on the road, if you just want me to do something, like something I've not planned, or something that is right for me, just direct me there. And He will just direct you there. Or simply just say, God, whatever your will is, just take control. And you will just see everything start to work in place. Okay. I'm rambling too much. I don't want this to be about that, but I'm talking about my 2022. So that's just three things I plan to achieve in the month of January. It might seem like a walk in the park. It might seem very easy. It might seem like you don't even have any big thing to do, like probably start a project, start a business, blah blah blah. But trust me, I need to be sane and I need to I need to be realistic with myself. So this is just what I'm focusing on in the month of January. February is there, March is there. There are other plans of mine that I can implement, but I just want to take it bit by bit. Imagine if I have worked very well on these plans and these goals in January. February to be much easier for me. I'll be better already in my relationship. It will be, I don't know if you get, but it will just get easier than me bombarding myself with a lot of things to do and then not even achieving it. So next month I'll definitely be better in my relationship with people than I am now. I'll definitely be on a very good streak with posting on my blog. And definitely God will be the ultimate already. Like I've started now, so definitely it's going to be getting higher and higher. So that's literally what I plan to do in the month of January. And there's really nothing else I plan to do this month aside just miscellaneous stuff like watching movies, reading books, and just the other random stuffs. But these are the three major things I planned, and I am still working to achieve it January of 2022. So a little tip from me to you is to get a journal. So you might have heard what journal is or what journaling is about. In my own term, I would say journaling is just simply writing down things, just writing your thoughts, every single thing that is writable, just write it. So I don't have my journal here with me, but I don't even have it here with me. But a journal is just a book. Just get a book, a notebook, fancy, cool, whatever, as far as it has paper and bio. You get a bio, so you just journal it into it. You can get old exercise book, old notebook, any notepad of your choice, anything. Just journal your way through life. When you're feeling down, you write it down. When you want to write your grocery list, you write it down. If you're a writer and you want to write poems, you write it down. If you feel like you need to talk to God and you just can't talk verbally, write it down. If you feel like you need to pray about something, write it down. If you are thankful for something, write it down. If you want to write how your day went, write it down. Your highlight of your day, write it down. A thing you are thinking that you just can't get off your head, write it down. Honestly, it helps. People keep gratitude journal, they keep prayer journal, they keep Bible journal for their devotions and all, and people keep work journal, any kind of journal. But me, I don't have separate journals. I just like to have a big book of amazing stuff, so everything just goes on into it. So I know that if I'm lost, I can just open the book and just find my way through something that I've written somewhere and whatever. And trust me, one exciting thing is when you write something. Okay, now we're in January, you write something about your January, probably an highlight in a particular day, or how you felt uplifted, or how somebody did something amazing for you. Trust me, in June, you might not really remember the big picture. You might know that, okay, yeah, January was a good month, blah blah, this happened, but you will not get the real picture. Just imagine flipping through your journal to see where you were at in January. Number one, you will see how far you've grown. Number two, you see a clearer picture of where you were really at in January, and it just makes you feel good. I've had times where I go through my writings of 2018, 2019, 2017, and I'm like, geez, did I really write this? Like, there's just this gush of feeling that just comes to me, like, oh, damn, you really wrote this. I'm proud of you, blah, blah, blah. Like, it just makes me know that, okay, this particular time I was in school, I had something going on in school, I was feeling this way, stuff like that. And even prayers to God. Trust me, journaling is good. You may not be a fan of writing, I know. I also write on my phone. I know people are not a fan of the old pen on paper. I want to go digital, but there are just times you might just want to twerk it a bit. You might be out and you're not with your journal. Type it on your phone. You might be next to your journal at home. Write it down. Anyone that works best for you. I just don't want you to carry a lot of load on your head. Just pour them down. Yeah, God would not like you to carry the whole world on this your head like you're the only one with a problem or you're the only one going through so many thoughts. Write them down. It is nice to write them down. So I think that's all I have to say for how my January is and how it has been going so far. And if you want to download the book I'm talking about, I'll probably put the link in the description box below. I downloaded it as a PDF. I'm usually used to ebooks, so yeah. Um, what else do I have to say? That's just really how my 2022 has been going, and I'm very hopeful that my 2022 is going to be a very great one. Like, it just feels good. It's not like I've got it all figured out or everything is going very very great. Oh no, nah. I still have my my little downs here and there, but then it's going really well, and I want it to go well for you too. So if you've had your plans, if you've written a lot of goals for 2022, you can just make them, divide them into sections. This is what I want to do in January, this is what I want to do in February, this is what I want to do in March. And I know some miscellaneous things can come up that you did not plan for, but then you have to just fit it into somewhere. Don't worry, it's not a bad thing, it's cool. just don't over pressure yourself to do so much that you end up doing nothing. Break them down, calm down, don't go hard on yourself. We have lots of days in the year, but then don't slack too, because we have lots of days in the year. Don't slack, still be the go-getter you are, and just make exciting changes. Step out of your comfort zone, do what you love to do best: dancing, gymming, whatever works for you, just do it. And I just came to share how my 2022 has been for me. And yeah, okay, let me just talk about this little random things that I've been doing by the side in 2022. Like, I mean, leisure stops. I've been watching movies, I've been reading books, and I've been doing more of my devotion every day. And I've been listening to a lot of music, like a lot of music. And yeah, that's just it. I know it feels like regular things you guys do, but honestly, trust me, it's not every time I get to do all these things, because I'm just always occupied with stuff, the things I carry on my head. But then learning to let go of everything. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed watching it, and I just want to say a word of prayer to everybody that currently feels heavy burden. You feel like you're carrying the weight of this world on your hands, you feel like nothing is really going on for you, and you just feel like you can't break out of it. I just pray that God meets you at the point of your needs, and I pray that He work His mighty power in you, and I pray He relieves you of every load you are carrying, and you just feel light, and He fills you with His peace that transcends all understanding, just like He did for me. And yes, amen, in Jesus' mighty name. Remember to let go. Remember not to hold on to your self tight. Just let God do His will for you. Trust me, you will enjoy His will, because His ways is better than our ways, and His thoughts is better than our thoughts. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming it, and I'll see you in my next video. Please don't forget to give this a thumbs up, please. And also, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like, just subscribe, please, and also click the notification bell if you are yet to. So my 2020 has been a very great one. So my 2022 has very been